guys, it's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are up in the beautiful mountains in Lake Arrowhead. So this week I'm actually taking a week just to kind of unplug. For those of you guys that have been following the channel closely, you'll know that I've done a ton of travel this year. I've actually done over 55 flights, totaling about 90,000 miles in the air. And so I wanted to bring you guys a video that basically talks through all of the EDC things that I personally take with me when I'm traveling. So this is actually a pack that I've been using longer than just this year. So I've been using it for about 2 years total now. This pack is actually going to total about 200,000 miles in the air. So some of the things I've changed in and out, some of the things I've kind of dialed in of recent, but for the most part, this is my EDC of what I take with me when I'm hopping on a plane, going to different destinations. So excited to bring you guys along for the journey. Well, first up in front of me is my tech pouch. So this is something that I do not leave home without. This tech pouch has looked a little bit different over the years. So this one is actually made from a brand called Alpaka. I'll leave a link in my description down below. My tech packs have gone from really big, and of recent I've kind of been trying to really downsize all of the things that I carry with me. And I feel like that's something that is maybe a mistake that I made early on. Maybe you guys have made it too, of just kind of overpacking, taking too much stuff. And so really over the last couple years, I've whittled these packs down to what is really going to be perfect for me. So this is my tech pouch. Basically inside of it, it's a relatively compact pouch. This pouch, basically I have a Anker USB-C to USB-C cable. I actually carry two different ones with me. And then other than that, this pack has a 511 flashlight that's good for just any situation. If you're on a plane or you're in a dark area, this is super bright, and just really, it's a small form factor. This thing stays charged forever. Just always something good to have on hand. And then in my tech pouch, I also carry just a regular pen. This is just a good ballpoint pen. You never know if you're going to have to fill out documents on a plane, or if somebody's going to ask for your signature, and there's nothing worse than fumbling around trying to find a pen in your backpack. So I know that my flashlight and my pen are going to be inside of my tech pouch. And right now, that's actually it for the tech pouch. Believe it or not, that's everything that I keep inside of here. So inside of this little front pocket here, I have some business cards. So that's my go-to if somebody wants to stay in contact with me. I would give a card. And of recently, I've actually converted a lot of my business cards to this dot card. So this dot card is going to be something that you would just hold close to somebody's phone, and it's going to share all of the pertinent information with you. So instead of having to carry around a bunch of different cards, I do have this dot card with me. I do still have some physical cards because not everybody knows how to use the dot card. So until it becomes more widely used, I'll probably end up carrying both, but definitely something nice to have. Okay, so this next product kind of goes hand in hand with the tech pouch, and this is going to be my Anker power brick. Guys, I cannot tell you how wonderful this power brick is. First of all, look at the form factor on it. It is so incredibly small. This thing is like a fraction of the size of one of the big Apple power bricks that you get, and it charges at 100 watts of fast charging. So that is incredibly fast, especially for this small of a form factor. And you get 3 total charging ports. So you get 2 USB-C and a USB-A all on here. If you charge multiple devices at the same time, you are going to lose some of your charging speeds, but this thing has been an absolute lifesaver and can fast charge any device I have very quick. And it actually works so well that I have actually been able to eliminate a battery pack on my EDC. So I no longer carry around one of those huge ancillary batteries that's able to charge my devices, because chances are I'm usually within an earshot or not too far away from an outlet. And with 100 watt of charging, you simply plug this thing in, charge up your devices, and you're good to go. Cannot endorse this thing enough. They're not sponsored. I just really love the Anker products. They do an absolutely phenomenal job. Next up for me is going to be what I would consider, I guess, like a health pouch. So again, this is going to be another little pack. This is from Alpaka also. Alpaka makes, I mean, it's really very durable material. I think this one is ballistic nylon. It has these really cool drawstrings for the zippers that are easy to get a hold of. This one, basically, if I open it up, this has just a series of little things. I have an extra chapstick in here. I have a hand sanitizer. So this one is from Nonshiku. I love them because they're a really matte black. They're super clean. It's a bergamot scent, and you just simply, it's kind of a flat form factor. and you just spray it and you're good to go. Have a couple other things in here. I do carry these lactate pills with me all the time. I am unfortunately very lactose intolerant, so it is always good to keep these things on hand. That all sits inside of here. In the front pocket, I keep some flossers, so I can floss on the go if I need to, in a super compact pouch size. And just to give you guys kind of a size comparison, this is the tech pouch. This is my little health pouch, if you will. So definitely recommend it, especially when you're on the go, going from flight to flight. Speaking of flight to flight, one of the things that I have come to love is actually these melatonin pills. So these are all natural, and I know this is probably going to be a little bit polarizing on the internet, but especially when traveling and bouncing between different time zones, this melatonin stuff, it really just, it helps me to bounce into whatever time zone I'm in. So I take one maybe 30 minutes before bed. I'm just completely out. It helps me to get a great 8 hours night's sleep. Even if I'm in a completely different time zone and somewhere on a different part of the world, try to only take these when I'm traveling so I don't, become dependent on them in my normal day life. But especially when traveling, these things are great. If you're in a different city, maybe you don't have the most comfortable bed or something like that, this stuff, at least for me, is an absolute must while I'm traveling. On the topic of sleep, one of the things that I do not leave my house without is these little earplugs by the company Earpiece. So these are actually really phenomenal, but they're very soft earplugs. They have a little filter in the middle, so it does let some sound pass through, but I actually sleep with these. And so this has come in really handy if you're in a noisy hotel room, or if you can hear ambient noise from maybe the city you're staying in. These I can wear for a full 8-hour night's sleep. I wake up in the morning, my ears aren't sore from them at all. I am a side sleeper, so it was really difficult for me to find earplugs. Weren't gonna make my ears sore at the end of the night, and I cannot endorse these enough. I've been using them for probably 2 or 3 years and absolutely love these things. Okay, jumping back to kind of more of the tech side of something that I have loved of recently, I have picked up the new Sony MX5 over-the-ear headphones in the matte black. And these are a headphone that I actually had the AirPod Maxes for a long time and absolutely loved the sound quality of the AirPods. Loved, of course, the form factor. They look phenomenal. But what I didn't love about them was that it took that extra carrying case for you to turn them off. They were honestly a little bit heavy for my head, especially after long distances. And so I wanted something that was just a little more sleek and subtle, a little bit more comfortable. So these on the top band have a really good padded feature. The noise cancellation is just as good as the AirPod Max. But what I love about these is the battery life on these is like over 20 hours. These are phenomenal. They don't take a case. They have an automatic turn off feature. So when they're not on my ears, basically I just take them off, fold them, throw them in my backpack, and they're good to go. These things are absolutely amazing. They charge with USB-C, which is something that I am trying to convert everything in my life to have one single cord. And so I know AirPods just recently updated theirs to be on a USB-C format, but for me, they didn't update anything else on them. So they're not worth it for me. And at the price point for these, I think I paid a little under $300 for these. They're a fraction of the cost of the AirPod Maxes and certainly outperform it in certain categories. So absolutely love the Sony MX5 over-the-ear headphones. Kind of continuing on with tech, one of the things that I do not travel without is my trusty SanDisk 1 terabyte SSD card. So when I'm filming video content like this and need to quickly offload footage, this is a really fast, easy way for it. I even do some editing off of this hard drive, and it's just such a tiny form factor. Again, plugs in with USB-C. You're gonna notice a theme here on this video, but cannot live without this. This is definitely, I would encourage you guys, go out, get something like this, whether it's the Samsung SSDs or the SanDisk. Having a single state hard drive, it doesn't have to be huge. It can be this 1 terabyte, is something that I do not leave the house without. Okay, speaking of more tech, I have recently started traveling with the iPad Pro. So this is the brand new model that came out in 2024, has a brand new Apple chip in it. And this is the large 12.9-inch iPad. And this is the one that is just super, super thin. I mean, this thing is lightweight. It is an absolute powerhouse of a machine. and I went ahead and got the Apple keyboard in aluminum that it comes with. And for the most part, when I'm traveling, this thing has been able to be a laptop replacement for me. So I no longer put my laptop actually in my backpack. My laptop, if I bring it, is going to be stored away in my carry-on. And for the most part, if I need to do anything from check emails, edit photos, even doing some video editing, I will actually do on this iPad. And I'll say one of the hacks that I have for the iPad that is amazing is I do not travel without my Logitech MX Master 3 mouse. So this is the same mouse that I use at home. And I just feel like for me to have the most out of my productivity and really do things as efficiently as possible, I really like the form factor of the Master 3 mouse. I know there are a lot of smaller mouses, even that Logitech makes. I just really love the ergonomics of this one. I'm used to the feel. It has all of my shortcuts already programmed into it, and I can pair this up directly with my iPad and use this for on the go. So, I mean, it doesn't take up all that much room in the backpack. So it's something that I feel like is just worth it for me personally to travel with. Something that I am crazy about, I always have a microfiber. Typically on all of my travel, I will start with a brand new, fresh, clean microfiber. And then at the end of the trip, I will either reuse this one or discard of it, but always travel with a microfiber. You never know when you're gonna need to clean your screen or maybe clean off a lens or something like that. So really good to have for all of the tech products that I am traveling with. Okay, let's get into some more like travel oriented stuff. I think that's all of the tech stuff that I have. So one of the things that I, of course, do not leave without is going to be my wallet. So this wallet is a little bit fancier than I would normally have. So it is a Louis Vuitton wallet. And I don't even think this is technically a wallet, guys. I think this is technically considered a key pouch. But what I love about it is it zips. And so there's a little pocket in here that I actually have all of my cards. And then it has enough of a pocket where I can have some cash. If I need to put like some Advil or something, it can kind of sit in here, and then it zips up in a really small form factor. Again, when you're traveling, every amount of space really counts. And so I love that it's canvas. And so if it gets dirty, it's pretty easy to wipe it off. It's pretty durable. Yeah, this is my go-to wallet. I like it. And obviously don't leave home without it because it has my ID, credit card, all that kind of stuff. I also do always travel with my passport as a backup. Even when I'm traveling domestic, it's just always a good idea to have a second form of identification. So even though I have my ID in my wallet, if I ever got separated from my wallet for any reason, I do have my passport that could get me out of a pinch and at least get me through an airport and back home. So definitely recommend always traveling with two forms of identification. Something that I of recently have come to love and actually never leave home without now is actually a watch. So those of you guys that have been following the channel this year have known that I've started to get into watches, have a couple different watches, but one of the watches that I have loved as of recent is the brand new Tudor Blackbay in monochrome. So this was a watch that was released this year in 2024 at Watches and Wonders in Switzerland. And honestly, what I love about this watch is it certainly elevates any basic like outfit. So if I'm just wearing a t-shirt and a ball cap, like traveling through the airport, and I put this on, it elevates the outfit enough to where you can kind of feel like you're dressed up. But again, it's not something super flashy to where you're gonna really stand out. But for those that know, this is a fantastic watch. Really easy to set different time zones because it does have this big crown feature on it. And so it doesn't have a GMT function or any complications, but it is a completely manual watch. You just wind it up, and as long as you're wearing it, it's going to keep. And there's a bunch of fancy certifications like Metos and all of this stuff that make this watch just really durable. It is a dive watch, so it's water resistant. You can kind of wear this wherever. I really love this watch. And my wife and I actually got matching watches for our anniversary recently. And so on the back side, we actually have our wedding date engraved on the back of the watch. And so that's something cool to me. The watch holds sentimental value to me. And so it's kind of cool too, regardless of where I am in the world. If I look down and see this watch, oftentimes I'll think of my wife, and that's kind of a cool memory. So definitely never leave the house without my new Tudor Blackbay monochrome. All right, next up, sunglasses. So sunglasses are something that are an absolute must. Even like I'm outside right now, if I wasn't shooting this video, chances are I would probably have sunglasses. And one of the brands that I've been recently have kind of discovered and have gotten a few of their frames is this brand Jaques Mage, referred to as JMM. And these sunglasses honestly are really, really premium. So if you guys can see some of the detail on these, I mean, these glasses are phenomenal. They're handmade in Italy. They're all numbered. Holy smoke. I wonder if the camera caught that. That was crazy. That was like a giant acorn. Holy smokes. Okay. So these are actually all handmade in Italy. They're all limited edition. So these ones, this frame, they only made 500 of them. This is number 66 out of 500. This is the Eve model, and they're just really, really cool. I love that the actual lens isn't super, super dark. So I could kind of wear them outside as well as inside and don't necessarily have to take them off if I don't want to. And they come in a really cool leather case that is lined with like this kind of really nice red microfiber lining. And then it has a magnet on here to make sure that it stays shut. So don't always travel with a brand like this. Obviously, this is a premium product. Sometimes, depending on where I'm going, I'll just bring a pair of Oakleys or Ray-Bans or something like that. But of recently, I have been traveling with these JMM sunglasses. Regardless of what kind of sunglasses, it is definitely a must for me that I am traveling with some sunglasses. Something I never leave my house without, even though I have the Sony MX5 headphones, I do typically have a pair of Airpods 2 in my pocket. These, because I carry an iPhone with me, I use an iPhone as my daily phone. The Airpods just have such a seamless integration to them. So these are actually the older generation. They still have the lightning port. I am very soon switching over to the USB-C so that I will not have to carry a stupid lightning cable with me anymore. I mean, you guys have heard all about AirPods. They're great sound quality. Active noise cancellation is great. Transparency mode is great. And obviously switching between my phone, my iPad, and my laptop, the seamless switching because of the chip and everything, and it being an Apple product inside of the ecosystem is really, really phenomenal. The only thing that I would say I don't like about the AirPods is this white case. I feel like the white gets dirty very, very fast, and I am not necessarily light on my products. And so I have noticed that I do need to clean these every so often in order for them to stay crispy and white. One of the products that I did see is actually through Carl Conrad, another YouTuber. I'll link down to his video below, that he actually ordered a pair of AirPod Maxes that he got custom color painted from a company called Colorware. And so I'm thinking that when I order my new AirPods, I might get them custom painted through Colorware. So would definitely love to know if you guys have any preferences on what color you would like to see these, or if you've seen anything from Colorware that piques your interest. So leave a comment down below if you think we should get this custom painted. Another thing that I do not leave my house without is Altoids or mints of some kind. Just always good, especially if you've taken a long flight, 5-6 hours, and you just want to freshen up real quick before you get off the plane, especially if you're walking into a meeting or you're going to go talk with somebody and be in close quarters. Mints are always a good thing. Do yourself a favor, guys. Don't leave the house without mints. And then Blistex chapstick. I am a chapstick fiend. I absolutely love chapstick. It's not something that I ever leave the house without. Even if I'm just like going to the grocery store on the weekends, I will always make sure that chapstick is in my pocket. And I have, over the past couple years, I have gotten onto the company of Blistex. This is a lightly medicated lip balm, and I just feel like it is a lip balm that I can put on at the beginning of the day. Pretty much for me lasts the whole day, and then I only have to put it on like at night right before I go to bed. But definitely something, especially if you're in a windy environment, that I do not leave the house without. All of this stuff does fit inside of a backpack. The backpack that I have with me that I've probably been using for the past year or so is a little bit of a bougie backpack. It is from a old school Parisian company called Faure. This company doesn't actually have any stores in the US right now. Not going to get too much into the product, but basically it is a canvas and leather backpack. As you can see, there's not a lot of organization in this backpack. So there's two side pockets, a front pocket, and then one larger pocket here. And so I know that of recently, like there's a lot of travel videos on the internet of people that have backpacks that are hyper organized, have tons of pockets. I love those backpacks. The problem for me is that when you commit to a certain system of organization in a backpack and everything has its own dedicated pouch, it makes it really hard for you to switch to any other backpack. And so basically my entire system right here is pretty modular, where everything kind of has a pouch, everything has a space that I put all the stuff inside of this backpack. And one of the things I actually love about it is that there's not a lot of organization, so it makes it really easy for me to switch to a different backpack if I like to. But this backpack for me, I do like the way it looks. The top right here has a nice rolled handle, so if I want to just carry this backpack and don't want to put it over my back going through the airport, it's very comfortable. On the back, there is a mesh back, so it's cool. You know, your back's not going to get all sweaty. It has leather right here on the straps, but again, on the back of the straps, there is this mesh material. So it is really, really ergonomic while still being pretty cool design-wise. So not the cheapest thing in the world. There are a lot of cheaper backpacks that you can get, but for me, this is just something that I love to have. It sits on top of my rolling suitcase typically when I'm on a trip, and everything that you've seen in today's video fits in this backpack. And one of the things that I'll say is I'm nowhere close to capacity. I still have the ability to add things to my backpack, and that's something that I would encourage you guys in your EDC is don't pack yourself out to 100%. Always leave room for, you know, if you're at a store while you're traveling and you want to buy something, like you want to have that room to be able to add to your luggage. Going at 100% kind of limits your ability to, well, just explore and have that spontaneity. So yeah, guys, this is my travel EDC. Again, this is based on about 200,000 miles of air miles all across the country and the world. I've done several long haul flights, and this for me is something that's always evolving. There's little things that'll change out here and there, but for the most part, these are the things that I bring with me while I'm traveling. Would love to hear your guys' comments on what you feel like is something that you've been able to incorporate into your EDC kit, or things that you've seen in this pack that you have liked. I'm going to try to link in the description to all of the items covered in this video today. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video in beautiful Lake Arrowhead. Again, we're here for about another week, just really relaxing, taking it slow. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. If you have liked this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Till we meet again. Peace.